Hello, everybody. I am Sun Psychic Jean. Please welcome my very special guest, Heather from
Hi, everybody.
Indigo Jaguar. Uh, what is it? Indigo
Intuitive,
Jaguar?
intuitive,
Intuitive
right?
Arts.
Intuitive
Intuitive
arts.
Arts.
Yeah,
IJIA.
everything's intuitive. Yeah, IGEA.
IGEA. That's
Yep,
pretty.
that's what Gerald Stash's husband Jeffrey called me one day. He goes, he typed in IGEA, and I went, "Oh, that's cool." So, if I ever feel like I need to shorten, the channel, I always put IGEA in there too, and then just tell people what it stands for.
Yeah,
So,
that's
yeah.
lovely. That's lovely.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I just want to welcome everybody and just say thank you very much for all
Hi,
of your
everybody.
patience. I apologize for being late. I was on my way home from work and got stuck in the most unbelievable gridlock traffic. I don't know what has happened. We heard helicopters, so some road was closed somewhere, but it was like a standstill. So I said, I have to turn around. So I turned around 3 times, y'all, 3 times. I just made a U-B in the middle of the road, turned around, tried all different ways. So I finally made it, and thank you very much. I was
No
communicating with Heather.
problem.
I
Mm-hmm.
sent her my
She's
number.
like, "Oh
I'm
my
like,
God, what's going on?" I'm like, "Breathe."
I know.
Yes, woosah, woosah.
I mean, I'm not that far from work. It takes me 15 minutes, but it took me like
Yeah.
way over an hour and like it definitely took me about an hour. It took me about an hour. What
Were
was
you able to
that?
hear that?
Yeah.
Let me go close my window. I live near a main roadway, and we get the dub cars and the sports cars. They like to have these little races, and the
Oh,
police don't do
don't
anything
close the
about
window.
it.
Leave
So,
it open. It's all right. If they keep
okay,
doing
so
it, we can
anybody
close
hears
it.
anything, or my neighbors, be forewarned. Okay.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much, Heather. And I again want to thank you for
Well,
your
thank you for having
understanding. I
me.
was like trying to text and drive when they tell you not to do it.
No, don't
And
do
then I'm
that.
like, call me.
Call me right now. Call me.
Just like the song. And thank
Yep.
you, everybody, for being here.
Everything's
I
just
see Debbie
wonderful.
Joyce and Sonia Pignola and Amanda Carroll
Hmm.
and Rishi is here and Wiki is here. Viviani is here. Indigo Jaguar. I see you popped it in there. Oh, yeah. And I texted from my phone account. I have a different account. I tried texting you guys. Well, I did not know what to do. Oh, and the Crone Zone is here. Hi, Crone
Hmm.
Zone ladies. Thank you very much for being here. That was really nice of you to come. Okay, so there I am. So 3:58, you saw I'm stuck in traffic. I thought there's no way I'm going to make it at 4 o'clock. Oh,
Yep.
yeah.
Hey, life
Patty's.
happens.
I know, I
Life
know. And,
happens.
and we were saying it's either the blue moon or it's any seven of those um,
All of it, of the
planets
seven
in,
planets.
in retrograde, right? Oh
Hmm.
my goodness. So,
That's why I
well,
told Jean, just breathe, relax, run to the ladies' room, grab some water, grab some sip. People will be here and they can always watch on playback. So it's all good.
absolutely. So we will be doing readings after we do a little chat. This is the first time Heather is on my channel. I was a guest on her channel a little while back, and I wanted to reciprocate and invite her to my channel
Yeah.
and just get to know her a little bit. And you look gorgeous in that purple. That's one of my favorite colors. And you know why? I
This
can't
is a
see anything.
beautiful wine purple. I'm very autumn colors. I mean, the season of autumn is me, the colors are me. Everything resonates and radiates. I feel like I am, in my power when September starts to come around. And then October, November, even into December. That is just like, for me, that's more time where I start to re-examine, what I believe in. I pick up old books, reread them. I look where I used to highlight, see, okay, does this still resonate? Do I want to change this? Do I want to work on that? I'll grab out some, my crystal book, whatever I feel like I need to like re-examine and go within and start looking at stuff. That's it for autumn with me. And being an artist, fall is like my favorite season. I
Oh,
love just
wow.
going out and doing all the colors. So yeah.
It is one of the most beautiful. I mean, obviously that in spring, always is the most colorful,
Hmm.
around
Yep.
here, and, I love the
Mhm.
fall colors as well. I think I don't know what I am, but I could possibly be in autumn because I actually have that same color on. I was gonna change because
I
it's what
see
I
that.
wear
That's
to work, and I'm like,
beautiful.
"Eh, this is what I wanna wear. This is it." But it's that same wine
You look
color.
lovely,
Really
my
love
dear.
it. Aw,
Yes.
thanks.
To
And,
your Goes to your sacral chakra too. So the dark, the dark wines, the earthy, like the garnets and stuff. That's a lot of your root chakra and a lot of your earth chakras, where you get grounded, and then you have that little bit of essence of the purple in there, which connects you to your higher, your higher self, your third eye and stuff. So it's like the color of being grounded, but at the same time being opened.
do you have an
So I love
oracle
learning
deck
about
that has all
everything.
the different colors on it?
I where would that be? I just recently saw. Okay, I just moved it there. Yeah, it's called the Secret Language. Oh, it's right there, Heather. Um, it's a wonderful deck. I absolutely love this deck. May even use it now for because I brought out a crystal deck and I brought out a couple of others because I wasn't quite sure. And I always like having several different decks, but this is an amazing deck. It's called The Secret Language of Color
Wow.
by Inna Segal. I first Kelly from Dozen Cats um, showed it on her channel, and it's really beautiful. And it's I'll just give some examples. Magenta,
Oh,
connecting to your deeper inner knowing.
I'm gonna have
Let's
oh,
see, ruby. There's a beautiful, you got rainbow in there. Oh, you'll like this one. Check this
oh,
one out too.
yeah. Mhm. The violet, yeah,
So I
purple ray.
really love this deck. Over the summer, I started really trying to work on creating an oracle deck of my own using my artwork and then looking at the colors, seeing what's predominant, and trying to write energies or um, um, what do I want to say? Correspondence, connecting with chakras or feelings and stuff. So this deck here has been a really great inspiration and several other websites for that. So
Yeah. I
yes,
would
this is a
like to,
beautiful deck. I really
do
love
like a
it.
little meditation on maybe each color and try and pick up the vibration and maybe even get
Hmm.
a message from what the color is trying to communicate or
Hmm.
what I feel when I tune into the color, you know?
Hmm.
Because color is language, color is vibration, and color
Yeah.
is, angels, the angel ray. A lot of the angels come in on
Hmm.
the rays of all these different colors. I would like to learn so much more about colors and angels and rays. And I think,
So much
doing,
to learn. There really is
mhm.
so much
Um,
information out there. I'm
yeah,
sorry.
no, that's okay. I really do. I appreciate color, and I accidentally, oh, look, there you
This
go.
is my
That's,
favorite.
of course. Wow, that is really
Yep.
beautiful. I love all
That's my
the,
favorite part out of the whole deck. Go figure, right?
yeah, it's really nice. Um, so Heather, tell us a little bit about what uh, what got you started in, like, just doing oracle cards or your spiritual awareness, and how did it begin with you?
Um, it started as a child, but not really knowing what it was. I was always very much outside, a part of nature, climbing in the trees, in nature. I was told that I used to talk to my mom's friends in her flower beds. So my mom used to create these beautiful flower rock beds and stuff, and so I would be up there talk. I did, because I was raised Catholic, so I didn't know anything about any other type of spiritual. So as I got older, my mom met a woman through one of her jobs who was a psychic medium named Danielle. Started learning about, oh, I never heard of tarot and stuff and things like that. And so then my mom was like, well, my mom was saying, well, I've got abilities. I'm like, oh, okay. So it was like around 13 or 15 when I started getting introduced to or having, a knowledge of such things. And I was in high school, just graduating, when a girlfriend of mine said, well, she goes, I don't want you to freak out, but she goes, I'm studying witchcraft.
Oh my
I did that
gosh.
immediate, and she's like,
Hmm.
I know, I was expecting that from you. So she handed me a book, and it was Scott Cunningham, and explained what it was. And then that's when I started learning about, oh, nature? What? And I started reading about what it really was and not what we were taught growing up it was. I mean, some of it like I tell people, every spirituality has a dark, there's a balance. And it just depends on, the person and what they do with the energy. Anybody can, do harm, to another person, no matter what their spiritual or religious belief is.
And
So,
that's true with doctors and lawyers and accountants.
and
And I mean,
everybody,
yeah, that's
exactly.
true in every
It's
profession,
not,
in every industry.
it's the intention. Yep, it's the intention that's put out there. So I'm reading her book, and it was just like something just went off. And I started, things started kind of falling into place. And then at some point, I became aware of Native American traditions, going to the Italian festival in Buffalo. One day we had a woman, couple women with a shop set up a table, and they were Native American, and they were selling, jewelry and things. And they were asking us, what tribe are you from? And mom and I are like, we don't belong. But over the years, I find have some Native culture or heritage in my
Oh,
family somewhere. So I was like, oh, what's this? And then I saw the animals, and I've always loved animals. I've always been connected to animals, especially deer and stuff growing up, which was hard because my dad was a hunter. And so while my sister was like, oh, dad got a deer, I would go out and I would start crying, and they would make fun of me because it's like, look at daddy got Bambi. And they would pick on me, and so I immediately had that connection with the animals. The older I got, and then leaving high school and going into college, and that opening up a whole world to me. So that's where I really started getting interested in the nature spirituality. I, walked away from the church. I still have, some things like Mary and some of the angels and a couple of the saints, but I just really had to leave that. It was no longer. And then I took a class in college taught by she had to be at least in her mid 70s. Was a Franciscan nun, Catholic
oh,
nun, and
mm.
she had a doctorate. She was professor. She was a doctor, and she wrote the book for the class, and it was called Women in Religion. And she broke down the major religions, including Wicca, and she taught us about goddess worship. She taught us about Wicca. She showed us how the patriarchal religions, including her own, how they, viewed women treated. I mean, she covered everything. And then to balance that, she showed how women in these major, patriarchal religions were trying to um, bring up the status of women, trying to be more welcoming to women, and they were trying to show what they found were beautiful, and would try to work on, improving women's status and place in their religion. So she had a very interesting balance. And I asked her after class, and I hope you don't mind me asking, and I said, I'm not judging you. I said, but you're Catholic, aren't you not supposed to be teaching about Wicca and witchcraft and goddess worship? Aren't you supposed? And she's like, my path in this life, my purpose is to help someone find their spiritual path. And if I can help them find the right one, even if it's not my own, then I've done what I come here to do. And I was just like, wow. I
That's really
just,
impressive.
and after that, I picked up cards, tried learning on and off, but back then there were just not that many books. So they were like, you have to read tarot this way, and it was trying, I mean, like, wait a minute, I'm supposed to memorize all the uprights, memorize all the reversals, and then there was the negative, the positive, and it's just like I couldn't. So I would just every now and then I would pull out some cards, maybe read for myself, my mom or a friend. I would have the book.
So did you
So
take any
it's been a long
classes,
journey.
or are you purely self-taught?
I well, within the last few years, well, last year I was associated with a store in my area where I
Oh,
did take a couple classes, but I had a falling out with the owner and one of the managers, so I'm no longer a part of that store. I did a few public readings there for them, but I did learn. So I took, I look at that experience to say, okay, well, this might have been what eventually happened, but look at what I beautiful crystals that I was able to buy through there, like this one. This is one of my
wow.
favorites. This is a bloodstone, and this is natural. This is not artificially done.
Uh-huh.
It's kind of hard to see with the glare, but you can see there's like a rose. It looks like a red
Yeah.
rose blossom in it. So I was able to get, some beautiful crystals from there, and I met some people, and it just but yeah, I when I left New York, I ended up moving to Flagstaff, Arizona. Very
Wow.
spiritual. Love to go to Sedona. Sedona was only 45 minutes away, and it was
How long did you
around
live there?
8 years, from
Wow.
2001 until June of 2008. And within the last year there, or year and a half, I became interested in crystals. And I ended up getting a job at the Crystal Magic at a store. And through there, I was able to take crystal
You mean they
healing
paid
and
you to
Reiki
do
healing.
that?
Say what?
They paid you to do that? Because
Oh,
I would
no.
have done it for free.
Oh, no. I worked there, and I was able to get a job there working at the store. But because the owner of the store knew Michael and oh, I can't think of her name. She passed away a few years ago. Laurel. They actually own the main place in Sedona where people go for Reiki. They've been on like the cover of the magazine and stuff. Laurel, we lost I think about six stroke, but her husband Michael and and them are still teaching there. But I had to take Reiki 1 and 2 to be able
Oh,
to learn the Reiki crystal healing in 1 and 2. So that's where I really got into,
that
really
turned it
just
on for
loving,
you. That really probably turned
just
the
before
corner
then I
for
got
you.
called, yep.
Mhm.
And I got a discount. So I was able to, because of working through Crystal Magic, I was able to get a discount. So I did, 1 and 2 basic Reiki, crystals. And then that was it, by the time I left. Well, I did all these classes within like, I think 3 or 4 months of each other. And then before I left, I did, Reiki drumming that Michael developed. So I have a Reiki drum as well.
Wow.
Um,
Wow. I have a
and
drum.
then
I love
through,
drumming. I have crystals. I love
yeah.
crystals. I did crystal healing too. So you and I have a lot in common. And it's really hard
Oh,
to use
yes.
them in this type of forum. But what would you say to somebody that doesn't know anything about crystals? Like what would you just kind of give them an idea about what to expect from the energy of a crystal?
Well, it's actually so interesting that you have that because I have something almost exactly the same.
Oh, mine's fluorite. What is
My,
yours?
this is fluorite. This is a
Okay.
darker blue green fluorite, and there's got
Right.
just a little bit of purple in it.
This one
But yeah,
saved my
very
life
similar.
one day.
Oh, well, there even extra benefit. Well, for you really, let's see, how do I want to phrase this? Um, each crystal has their own unique. Hi, Terry. Each crystal has their own. How do I want to say this? Their own energetic properties, and us as humans, we all vibrate on a different frequency, on a different vibration. So there are a lot of books out there, and some authors will say, "Well, this is what this crystal is good for." Others will say, "Well, this is what it's good for." Some will connect. Some will have something different, And I think it's good to have a couple different books because every people are not cookie cutter. So my energy might not resonate, let's say, with my celestite, because I brought a few pieces out. So I may feel like, for me, this is very calming, very soothing. Another, oh, that's very low, but I don't feel a whole lot from that. But then, something that I may really resonate with, or like with an amethyst, they might pick it up and go, whoa, or I can give that same cell state to another person, and they'll be like, oh boy, I'm vibrating
Oh,
off it. So we
so
all
each
vibrate on
crystal
different,
is a different sensation for each individual. You would, is that,
because we're all different. We're all different, and the crystals all
and this
have
is like
their
a,
own.
I, yeah, I like to call it like a remedy. It's like a remedy. It's what you need. So if I
Mhm.
had a yellow stone or if I had a red stone, each one of these, will balance me in a way that I need. Not, I mean, they have
Yes.
general properties like this is healing or, absorbing negative. This is amplifying
Mhm.
and, cleansing and clear
Mhm.
communication, but it's not healing for everybody. It depends on you, your vibration, your need, but it is a remedy for you, for us. But it's amazing how slow the vibration, it's very very subtle, the vibration. And if
Mhm.
you are tuned into that subtle vibration, it'll feel like it's almost like has either a little electricity to it or just
Mhm.
like a little
Or you
bit of
feel
a buzz
warmth,
to it. Like if you know how you
or
have
warmth.
jalapenos on your hand and your hand is burning a little bit from the jalapenos. It's not a burn, but it's like a tingling sensation.
Mhm.
But this one is tingling. I mean, this is mine that I use all the time. It's tingling for me, but this one is not right now. So this may be something that I need for a remedy after all that traffic than this. But
Mhm.
it's different ones for different people for different reasons, and it's
Mhm.
just they're all very grounding. They all have so much information. They're ancient
Mhm.
information in here, and they
Yeah.
all come from Mother Gaia, and they have so much information, and the vibration is just, and it's not a vibration, it's a very subtle frequency, wouldn't you say? And that's what I,
Yeah.
it's just really
I
subtle.
like vibration, because sometimes I can feel something very low. There's some that I don't really feel too much at all, and then there are others where my hands will get really warm, and I'll feel warmth. I'll feel a tingle. I'll know the difference. When you, like, when you go and you see, when you go and there's like a tumbled section of a store, and and you're like, oh, which one of these pieces do I want? Well, put one in one hand, one in the other, and see which one speaks to you, or you feel the vibration more in your hand. It's a very personal relationship,
It
you know
is.
energetic wise. I mean, there are certain stones that are good for grounding. There are ones for heal. I mean, there's all different ones for basic energy. It's going to be how your body resonates with certain stones. And this
Mhm.
is a really good book. Judy Hall
Oh
puts out
yeah,
really good books.
Judy Hall, yeah.
Hmm.
So, and I actually use them as reference, as guides. And I kind of, because I'm different and like they'll make suggestions, but it's really comes down to how I feel. And I used to wear this
Hmm.
one pendant and it really balanced me. I don't know if I want to share this much, but like endocrinology, that system, I needed balancing. And I bought like two or
Hmm.
three that they said would be really good for it. And I wore it for like a year and a half. And this woman says to me, she goes, your stone is tired. You need to take it off. You need to take it off and let it sit for like a month, and don't wear it every day. Oh, I know, it was a black one. It was a black one with turquoise and
Hmm.
something pink. And it had two or three, but it was very balancing. And it like really made me feel so much better. I just wore it every day. But I
Yeah,
didn't know
they
that
need to
they
be
could wear
recharged.
out.
Well,
What's that?
you got to recharge them. It's a good time to certain ones you take off, let them, you can recharge crystals in the moonlight. You can, depending on the stone, you can, hi Sherry, you can spritz them with um, salt water, smudging, and there's also other crystals like an amethyst. You can, amethyst is a great crystal too
Oh,
for
coupling them with that. Oh.
and letting them absorb. There's also selenite is a
Yeah.
really good. I don't have a selenite block, or I'll use the selenite block sometimes to lay on my cards after I'm done. I keep this one near me. This is my butterfly
Wow.
rainbow obsidian, and sometimes I'll lay those. If this is nearby, I'll lay those down on a card to absorb the energy from that
And just
reading.
like
Um,
salt or sea salt, you can just sit them in it, not necessarily
Not all
always
of them
salt
though.
water. Right.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
because there's
Okay.
some like selenite, which if you can't set them in water because they're a gypsum and they'll just dissolve. They'll turn into a puddle. And
Mhm.
also one stone I do want to let people know about is malachite. Now
Mm.
malachite can be hazardous if ingested. So when people
Oh,
put like crystals and things in their water, make sure you do not do that with malachite unless it's in containers where the crystal is separate from the water. So yeah, you have to watch out for the malachite because it can be
now,
hazardous.
I didn't expect to talk so much about the crystals
And the
today, but
cinnabar, and the
oh,
cinnabar as well. And this is a deco I just wanted to share with people really quick. Some of our people in the chat have seen me use this, but I love this deck. It's Eternal Crystals Oracle cards by Jade Sky, and the imagery is just so
wow.
beautiful. There's a booklet that goes, bloodstone, just really beautiful photography, lapis lazuli, you know. Um,
I love that one.
and just
Uh-huh.
and talking about vibration really quick, a perfect example would be moldavite. Now, for some people, moldavite is an extremely high vibrational stone, and they can't wear it. We had a customer in Crystal Magic one day who was trying on a ring, and it was a moldavite ring. This is when moldavite started, and she was like, "Oh, I want to try that." So she's wearing it, and she's looking at the other, rings and stuff. And all of a sudden, she was like, take this off. And, the boyfriend had to take it off, hand it back to us. And she goes, "Oh, I don't feel good." We had to grab her a chair, get her some water. The
Did you
vibration
get
was too
nauseous
high
and
for her. And it made
mhm.
her sick. Now, for me, when I hold that, I don't get like that. It's for me, it's more of a subtle
Yeah.
vibration. So like
That's really rare
each stone
though.
is
It's
differently.
really rare. We don't wanna
Yeah.
scare anybody
Oh,
or,
no scaring
you know
anybody, but it's just to
yeah.
be aware of how you're feeling, especially with
Mhm.
high vibrational stones. Just, like with her, just trying it on, seeing how you feel. And if it feels like, you might be, you know, feeling like a little, you know, your body will tell you. But, it's just an example of just me showing how some people's energies are very different and how they attune to stones. But yeah, it's not to
So,
scare anybody. It's just to be aware.
Heather, so may I
Hey,
ask you to show us that celestite again, if that's how you say it, and tell us a few properties because some people may be interested in learning a little bit more about that celestite. Oh,
this
yeah,
one
that's
here.
a beautiful one. I have one of those too, and I know why I bought it, but can you tell us what this does?
Well, for me, the celestite is, well, first of all, it connects with the angelic realm. It's celestial, so it has, for many people, a connection with the star beings. Now, with this being this beautiful blue color, the blue is also very good for your throat chakra. And with this shade of blue, also, as you go up, certain shades of blues work with like the purples work with your third eye, your psychic abilities. But I know a lot of people who love to use the celestite for angelic
Oh, it's
communication.
celestite? What did I call it? Celestite. How do you it's celestite?
It was
Celestite? I just remember it,
celestite.
the
It's
name
made of.
Celeste. I think that's how I remember it. It's not
um,
Celeste. It's probably Celestite, everybody. Don't listen to me. Is
um,
it Celeste? You say Celestite. That sounds right.
it,
Yeah.
wow, they don't have that. It's crystal in this one book. Wow, that's interesting.
Oh,
Yeah, a lot
but
of times, and they're well. Yeah, go ahead.
it's something that if you're interested in connecting with spirit, if you're interested in connecting with loved ones, with extraterrestrials, with your higher self, with angels, it helps you to develop that connection. And they say to put it by your bed, not in your bed, but by your bed at night, and you
Mm-hmm.
can either connect when you travel at night, or you can connect in your dreams. But it is a little
Mm-hmm.
pricey, but they have, some big claims by it. So it's one to look up. And
Celestite. It's
but you
celeste.
could pronounce it celestite or celestite, right?
Yeah. It's a high
It's just
vibration stone and a teacher for the new age. It brings divine energy into the environment and stimulates spiritual development and metaphysical abilities.
yep.
So, yes. And it's also good for calming fiery emotion. So it's a very calming stone as well.
Well, and just to let everybody know, it's a little pricey. Like this thing was, maybe 15, and then all my
Crystals have
labradorites,
gone
my
up.
big
Hmm.
my big labradorite, I mean, the labradorite, you can get for, 10, $20. It's not really that, but this celestite, I had to like take a few swallows when I looked to see how much the celestite is. I think I paid like 75.
It's
I mean,
my
I don't do that
labradorite.
for everything, but if it has all those claims to it, I'm like, how can you not get it? So,
And like I say, each stone will work differently for each person. So that's why it's good to, when you go to pick up a couple different kinds, hold them in your hands, feel what feels right to you, what the vibration feels like. Make sure you are in tuned with it, and then you're like, okay, and then you go home, and then you do however you want to cleanse it, and sit and meditate with it. Keep it by your bed. Unless it's a certain stone that's a high vibration, and you don't want to put something that's so
right,
high vibration that's going to keep
right.
you awake at night.
That's
So
why I got this
amethyst
one
is
with
a
the
great
really
stone for
smooth
sleeping,
edges.
for dreaming.
Yeah, the pointed one's not good for sleeping, but I would keep this on the outside of my comforter and sleep with it in the bed. And just like sort of like maybe near my knees or something. But it just really calmed my nerves. I had like some frayed nerves, believe it or not, you guys. What would you call that? Sort of like anxiety, or just a little bit
Hmm.
of frayed nerves. Like I was like burning the candle at both ends
Okay.
and had burnout. You ever?
You're stressed out. You're
Yeah,
stressed. Anxiety,
that's
stress. Yeah.
that's why I use this. Yeah. And it doesn't, it just, and some people will be like, this does nothing for me because it's too slow, but I needed it that slow for me to
Hmm.
calm down. Um, but
Those
everybody's
are for
different.
good for
But
psychic abilities too.
oh yeah,
Jenna,
that's why. But
yeah,
this
Jenna
is
Bushman recommended that I get a piece too, because I asked her one day, how can I be better at connecting with my abilities that I have? And she says, get a piece of Labradorite. So I found this, and this was only like $6 or $7 at a local store. Oh, that's pretty.
one of my newer ones. I just got it one of my psychic fairs that I did. It's a double terminated um,
Is it a lemon
citrine.
quartz or
It's
citrine? Okay,
citrine. Yeah. Yeah, and I just
very
have it
nice.
sitting here. I haven't worked on it yet. I just wanted it to
My
assimilate it.
favorite are opals,
Oh
and they're
my
like the most
gosh.
expensive stones. I love
I
opals.
know.
So yeah,
Wow.
and this here, I don't know if you've seen this, where I showed this to you when you were a guest, but most people and you and people in chat know JJ. For she's like, yeah. So earlier this year, JJ and I were talking backstage, and she says, I pulled this card for you, and it was like the spirit guide, this elderly like spirit guide, and he had this beautiful like golden flame in his hand, and she goes, this card came out for you, and she goes, you know what? I have a crystal that looks like that. And I go, and she goes, I think it's supposed to go to you. And she says, yep. And she said it to me, and that's this right here.
Oh,
And it's healer. And there's this beautiful little notch in here. And when I hold it, my thumb fits perfectly inside it. And so
what
yeah, I
is that?
keep this nearby.
Smoky?
It's a golden healer.
Oh,
So it is a quartz with I think iron oxide or something that gives it that beautiful golden. But it's really a really beautiful stone, and she sent it to me as a gift, and it's just like
Wow.
it's one of my most prized collection. The minute I held
Oh,
it, that one day I just picked up a pen, and I haven't done any automatic writing in a while, and I just started writing the minute I held this. So it's a
and
very
Pierrette says she does something similar. She takes one stone in each hand for 10 minutes before falling asleep she's been doing it for about a week now, and her blood pressure has been very good. She doesn't know if that's the reason, but it is a healing. These
Mhm,
things, I'm letting you know, it's almost like laying on your stomach on the beach or something. You know how
mhm,
healing that is, and Gaia, and this is just bringing some of that earth healing energy into your
yeah,
home, and decorating the beautiful cuts,
yeah.
and the way they shape them and stuff. But I could talk all day and all night about this. But what do you say? Is everybody ready for some readings? I didn't even ask you half the things I wanted to ask you, Heather, because you started on crystals and I couldn't get off.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's okay, because I was asking you your beginning, and then as soon as you went to crystals and you said Reiki healing or crystal
Oh,
Reiki,
yeah.
that was it. We just went
Well, that's
went,
what we needed to focus on. That was what needed to be shared. So, you
and
know.
I learned that I put the crystals while I was doing Reiki, and we also did the crystals when I did the shamanic energy healing. We did that as well.
Hmm.
So if you get like a
Beautiful.
little starter set of the chakra stones,
Mhm. And
go
make
ahead.
sure that you get rose quartz. Rose quartz is a beautiful healing stone, especially for self love, self compassion, especially towards others. I have this, I have so many pieces. I also have a flame that I got in Sedona. I was gifted this from Sedona,
Mhm.
a beautiful flame shaped rose quartz.
Yeah.
So this is really good for um, healing, from um, self love, self compassion, which a lot of us, do have issues with, and
But
especially
and it's
this time
really
in the
nice.
world, having compassion for other people. Yeah.
It's really nice when you can get them when they fit in your palm, because you often hold them like this. So
Mm-hmm.
just remember that it's not always the
Yep.
size, no matter how big it is, it
Yep.
still has the same amount of power, the smaller ones or the larger
Mm-hmm.
ones.
Sure
But I
connection.
like to get
Yeah.
something palm size or smaller most of the time. You can't
Yeah.
help but get bigger
Yeah. I
ones.
love. I love. They just feel so good in your hand. So.
Wow. So we do have a couple of people
Yep.
who are
Six.
interested in some readings. Yeah. Oh, thank you. That's okay, Jackie. Thank you very much. She's like, I can't stay, but hit the thumbs up. Thank you very much. Everybody must
Jackie
get stones
Jacarada.
for entertainment purposes only. Love those
Purposes
crystals. Oh, I
only.
get it. Everybody must get stoned. Must get crystalled. Crystal
Yeah.
stoned. That is funny. That is funny.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow. Thank you all very much for being here. So let me see. I do have Sonia, and I think Sonia is just here saying that funny little thing. Let me see. And the other one, I have Sonia and Rishi. So we're going to stick around and do some readings if anybody has a question. And Heather, you do Oracle, but do you do mediumship at all, or pets at all, or just spirit guide
No,
and
I can pull cards. Not so much about mediumship. I still need my cards, and sometimes it's the image or the cards, and then sometimes I'll have things pop into my head where I'm like, okay, maybe I'm supposed to say this. And lately, I've been trusting that more, and I've been finding that I get responses in chat saying, "Yes, I understand that. This is what is going on." So the more I do, the more I learn. It's practice. So I have tarot with me, I have oracle, I have my crystal cards, and I have a new deck too that I just got in so I can learn a little bit more about astrology and
oh,
houses. So the only thing is that if you have small hands, maybe not the best deck to get because it is huge.
Oh my gosh. What were they
And
thinking?
I don't have a hand cutter where I could. It didn't look that big on the things, so I have to use them. I bought them, so I'll just have to learn how to get my hands to stretch.
Right.
My fingers.
Or sometimes you like can put them out on and mess them around and then just pick one up. Like you don't have to
Hmm.
shuffle. You just do like or you could line them up. Who does that? Who does the lineup? What's her name? Oh, she's
That
so sweet.
Heather from I
No,
know Heather from
the
the Crown
blonde
Zone
lady
does that. She
with the
plays.
thick accent, the blonde lady. She's been on ever since, like from the very beginning. Oh, I can't remember her name. Does anybody know the blonde lady that lines it up? Aw, hi, Maximilian. Thank you very much. Oh
Hello.
my gosh, I don't know what ARS means.
AR.
Maximiliano. Thank you very much for the kind donation. That was very sweet of you. And I have you
Oh,
start, so
thank
we'll
you.
get to
Yeah.
your question. Um, um,
Yeah, my phone's charging, so I can't see chat people. So
Violetta. Violetta is
Violetta.
she lines them up and she pulls one card. She goes, count to three. 1, 2, 3. Thanks, Sherry.
There you
She's
go.
been around for quite some time, and, yeah, that's the way she does it, but with big decks, that's what I'm saying. I'm just making a
Hmm.
suggestion there. So let's go ahead and get a message for Sonia.
Okay. I have another deck coming in. I can't. Mystical Palette by Ciro Marchetti, and I got
Oh,
the muted version, the one that Ginger uses. I fell in love with that deck, and I went ahead and I ordered it directly from him, so I'll get a nice little autograph and things on one of my cards. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that
wow.
coming in.
Wow. I didn't know he autographed them. Do you ever get one of those mats? What is it, a tarot mat or whatever
Mm-mm.
those they're beautiful too. I was like, "Oh my
Someday
gosh."
I
I'm I'm like, "I gotta get off this website before I get in
I know.
trouble."
You know what's deadly for me is Etsy because every time I see a tarot deck, I'm like, oh my goodness, $70, $80. Oh wow, $100. So yeah, I gotta be very, very careful, once I start going down that rabbit hole
I
known as
know.
Etsy. And I won't buy
Alright.
bootlegs. For me, I personally, I do not,
No.
you know,
Mm-mm. No.
and I unfortunately got stuck with one a few years back. So if there's a deck I really love, I will go ahead and say, okay, I'll save up, So I've got a little list started. Okay, better be quiet now. Okay, let's see. Never. Oh, never mind.
So I'm seeing things moving a little fast for you, Sonia. It's almost like you have your pace and your expectations, and I'll go here on this day, and then I have that on that day, and then all of a sudden it's like the last week of September, and you're like, oh my gosh, what happened to the September? Like there's so many things to do, so many places to go,
Mhm.
so many people to see. It's such a beautiful change of season. Time of year, and but I feel as though things are going to just move very quickly for you, so make sure you plan accordingly and divvy out your time the way that you want to. But I do see you saying, oh my gosh, I can't believe it's the last week of September already, and I had so many plans, you know but I just feel as though it's going to happen. Things are going to move fast for you. How about you, Heather?
So, Sonia, I got fifth house. You have a lot of things that you want to do, a lot of projects. You're going to feel inspired. I think too, for a lot of us with this cooler weather, for me at least, is because it's not so oppressive. We start getting into those ideas, those beautiful fall colors. We're just going to get really fired up and a lot of creativity coming. You're going to be feeling your, I got burgundy, awakening your passions. So there is a lot of things that you and focusing on. I did get the Fuchsite card, and healing with heart. So I think a lot of this creativity, things that you are exploring, would be a good way of helping you, it's like a coping skill, helping you through whatever you might be working through, any traumas or any emotional things that are going on, anything that has to do with your heart space. And I think a lot of the creativity and this passion, you're going to find something that really talks to your heart, calls to your heart, very healing and very soothing, and something to turn to look forwards to. So that's what I have.
Wow, very nice. Well, thank you, Sonia. That was really nice. So Rishi, are you still here? I don't know if he made a comment recently. Let me know, Rishi, if you're still here. In the meantime, I just want to say Craig Dixon, he says, Heather and Jean, can you tell Clara I miss her when we're not talking, but I do think about her. Also tell her I love her. And what I say to that is you just
She
did,
knows.
Craig.
She knows. You did.
You
Yeah.
just did. She can hear your thoughts. She not only can hear your thoughts, she can feel your heart. And it's beyond words, Craig. It's beyond words. Aw, look at that. Oh
I
my
just pulled
gosh.
that. She knows, Craig. There she is. I know.
That's
He knows. I couldn't,
that's
somebody told me flip the
uh,
card. I'm like, okay. There she was.
wow. That's really cool, Craig. You can't that is just yeah. Okay, so let's see. We have Debbie Joyce is here. She says, "Any messages for me, please and thank you. I seem to be accident prone lately."
Mm-mm.
It's not you, Debbie Joyce.
Mm-mm.
It's it's the change. There's something changing in your surroundings, in the energy around you, and it's almost like getting you know, I think centering is what they're telling me, and balancing, but centering your energy, and I do feel knocked off my center when um, if I'm overwhelmed, or if there's something, like if there's a big storm or something, I feel knocked off my center, even though I may not be affected by it. It's the collective. It's the collective, kind of being knocked off my center. So let me see, Debbie. They are talking about centering yourself. Let me see if
Mhm.
there's anything else for you. I see like a pumpkin top. Um, it's uh, it's it almost looks crocheted to me, so I don't know if that means anything to you, Debbie, but, um, it's just looks like a pumpkin top. So I think that you're really looking forward to, fall. I think that, I think you're feeling the energies. The energies are ramping up around you, and you might want to do some grounding, and you may want to hold on to some stones, or put some stones in your pocket or on your person somewhere, and see if that might help to ground you and center you. But I'm not sure why they keep showing me that pumpkin top, but that's interesting. How about you, Heather? What'd you get?
First of all, I'm just going to go with the color card first. I got lilac, which is strengthening your faith. So having faith in yourself, having faith that things are going to be like with your concern about being accident prone, but just strengthening your faith, knowing that this is just energy, like Jean was saying, and just entrusting that you are safe, you are protected. But was really interesting. I got the moon card. And so, right, and it has to do with soul. So, right now, we are really going through a lot of different energetic um, imbalances, right? Not to say imbalances, but the energy is very different because we have all of these planets going retrograde. We just had that super moon. So, it's also telling me let you know into how your body feels and how you feel when we go into different moon phases. That I'm getting the feeling that you might have different fluctuations depending on whether we're in full moon or in new moon or in between when the moon is waxing, which is getting full, or waning, which is getting darker to new moon. So start paying attention to your body and how you feel when during the moon phases, and maybe start kind of just journaling. How do I feel on, this is full moon? How am I feeling? Or just kind of keeping like an itinerary, sort of like how you feel. The other card I got was rest, renew, and recharge. What does your body crave and need right now? So again, it's telling you, pay attention to your body, listen to what it is that you need. When we go into the fall and winter season, that's a lot of time where we start to naturally start going within. We start to, feel that rhythm, that energy of the earth starting. You're seeing the leaves dropping. You're seeing how beautiful it is for leaves to let go, how trees to let go, and just starting to get into that hibernation mode a little bit, where we're really connecting with our souls. The veils are thin, so we're connecting more to our guides, to the earth, to who we are, and to our ancestors. So just, yeah, pay attention. They keep bringing me back to this, or I keep being brought back to just paying attention to how your body feels during the moon, and making sure that you are drinking plenty. Really should right now, especially with all these changes going on with all the planets and everything. So it's good to have some water. Make sure you stay hydrated.
Yeah, thank you very much, Debbie Joyce. It was nice for you
Miss
to
Debbie.
ask your question. I just want to do a little shout out to say hi, Strawberry Rhubarb
Hey,
Churro.
Strawberry Roo. Sharon Roo.
Nice to see you here. Thank you very much for coming by and saying hello. So, we also have High Vibe Works, and she wants to know, or they want to know, any messages for me. And then next will be Maximilian.
That's a cool name. And High Vibe Works. You're new to me, so it's nice to meet you. Thank you for hanging with us.
Okay, Rishi, I see you. You'll be after Maximilian. I was looking for you. High Vibe Works messages. I hear them saying to trust, to do more meditative type of work, meaning connection to the other realms, and you can either recite or write um, what you're feeling, sensing. They just want you to spend a little bit more time in the other realms and connecting to spirit. And it's not necessarily meditation, it is reaching and requesting connection. That's all they want you to do, is to open up sort of like that signal, or um, that just the connection. They want you to open up the connection and reach for the connection and ask for yourself to receive information. And it may not happen while you're sitting there and making the connection and concentrating and focusing on the connection and asking for it while you're sitting there. And then you'll like maybe do a 10-minute meditation where you're reaching and opening up and asking for spirit to come in. But later on in the day, while you're walking around, you'll get notification. You'll get like an idea, or you'll get a sign, and you'll be like, wait, was that because I opened up in the meditation? And it is. So just be open to different ways of them responding to you. And it's important for you to ask each day or connect each day, because some of this energy needs to be built up and sort of like routine in order for them to start coming in, because it's a little more reliable and they can gear up their energy with your energy. That makes sense. Wow, that's a lot. How about you, Heather?
Wow. So this is interesting. The tarot, and then I have a color and I have a crystal. This is really fascinating. So, first of all, I'm going to start off with the tarot. I got the Seven of Wands, which is on this deck, Valor. And the card that goes with it is the Star card, which is 17. So, you got two sevens here. Um, it feels like, looking at these other cards too, that for me, how I interpret this is that there needs to be a line being drawn yourself. I feel like you, when it comes to the Star card, I feel like you're constantly feeling like you have to defend your beliefs, defend your dreams, defend what hopes and goals and ideals that you have, your connection with spirit. I could be wrong, but this is what I'm feeling from those two. And it's kind of like goes in with these cards. And get look at this, Jean. Look at the
Oh,
number on this
wow.
card, 33, 33. Now look at the number on the crystal card,
Wow.
33. So aqua. So aqua is experience peace and calm. So whatever, I think this little bit of a struggle here is going on with what you believe in, or what you um with what you want to tap into, what you want to explore, you being your authentic self. And it just feels like the cards are saying that you feel like you have to defend what you believe in, what your
Wow.
dreams are, what your aspirations. And the water says peace and calm. Relax. Do not just like let the water just rush over. Just go with the flow. That Star card with the water. Wow,
She
33 is the
said
number of pages.
33 is the number of pages of her latest
Ooh.
poetry book.
And then I got the
Wow.
Prenite, release and declutter your heart chakra. So all this that's been going is going on or has gone on right now, it's to go date. You have those boundaries set, stick strong with it, and go into your heart and just release, declutter any of those hurts, any of those I almost, well, they told me to say resent. So I trust in what comes out. Any resentments or hurts, any judgments, let that go. Tap into that beautiful green of the heart space and experience that peace and that calm. And I write poetry too, so congratulations on your poetry
Wow.
books.
Wow. Congratulations, High Vibe Works. And thank you very much for your question. So we have Maximiliano, and then we have Rishi, and let me just see who else that I can um and we did Debbie Joyce. So um
Mm-hmm.
do you it we're coming up on an hour, so we'll just Max, Rishi, and we'll see how much time we have after that. We'll see how we do.
Okay.
Okay, so okay. I have to start one. I have to bring one up. Oh wait. Oh no, it's because I said it was Max and then Rishi. Sorry. Okay. Sorry about that, you guys. ARS, I don't know what that is, but Maximiliano. Hello, gorgeous ladies. Could I ask you if Damien
Mm,
will find me a good long-term job this week because I want to leave the current job?
okay. So for me personally, I don't read other people without their permission. So what I can
Well,
pull
I think
cards
that
on is
I think he's
the
just
energy.
asking if he's going to be finding a long-term job. I think Damien may be like a recruiter for him or something.
Okay.
So it's his long-term job that he's looking to leave his current job. Yeah, it's
Okay.
not it's yeah. So we'll word it like that. If Max is going to find a long-term, I need to use my pendulum on that. So I'm asking if you're going to be able to leave your current job. It says yes. And I'm asking if you're going to be able to leave your current job before December 31st, 2023. Saying yes. Will Max be able to leave his current job by October 31st, 2023? No. Will Max be able to leave his current job by November 30th, 2023? It looks like something's happening in November. And will this new job in November be a long term job for Max? It looks like it. So if you get
Mm-hmm.
something around November, what are you getting, Heather? Are you getting confirmation?
Yeah, I got third house. I got messages, so you will be hearing something. I got Scorpio, which is transformation. I transform, so there's going to be a change, like a death into a rebirth. I did get Saturn, and I believe Saturn is associated, I think, with finances on some level. And then I got the Leo card when you were asking, will he, will he get a new job? I got this card came right out. I will. So there's another confirmation. I will. And will the job be stable? Yep. Stability, earth element. So whenever this job does come around, it will be a good job and it's going to lead you to stability. And it really does.
Max says, "Thank you, ladies, for the wise advice of your soul." Oh, how sweet. You're very welcome. You are very welcome. That was different. So Rishi is next, and so we're just at an hour. So Maya, if Maya, the Reiki master, is still here, just let us know. And if you are, we'll see if we can't take you next. Um, can I have a love reading, please, for the energies between M and I? Thanks a lot. You're welcome, Max.
Yes, you're welcome. And good luck. Just be positive. You got this. Just keep
So,
manifesting that dream.
okay, Maya, I see you. Thanks. So, Rishi, is it M and you, or is it M and I, two different people? Is like their initials? Are there two other people besides you, or is it between the initial M and yourself? Like when he says I, am like, I don't know if that means me or if that means somebody else.
I think he
You
might
know what
be
I mean?
leaving out their name between M and I.
Yeah.
I think that might, yeah, that's what I.
Oh, it's M and me. Okay, good. Okay. M. All right. So the initial, how it is, what's the energy between Rishi and the initial M?
Mm.
Well, they're saying that you already know Rishi, that you already have, that they're saying to trust yourself and you're looking for validation. I feel as though that this M person is not as trusting or not as forthright. You need somebody who is very honest and who is not afraid to say what they think, feel, or see. And this person seems to hold things a little close to the vest. And if they're doing that, it's not that they're hiding something, it's just that they may not want to come forth with something. Um, And they're telling me that you already know this, but it doesn't look like that you might it doesn't look like that this person will bring you the happiness that you deserve. But it's not to say that you can't date and enjoy and learn about each other, but ultimately
Mm-hmm.
it's that vibration of authenticity. Not that they're not authentic, it's just that they hold things a little close to the vest and you like to be very honest and open and forthright. How about you, Heather?
Holding things to the chest, right?
Wow.
So yes,
Is
she's beautiful. She's radiant. She's good. There's that beautiful energy, but ability for your life. So I think you need to really look at the situation and know that, you know, you may have, like Jean said, maybe explore a relationship, a friendship, or something. But when Jean said she holds things very close to the chest, being really a little bit more protective of who she is. And the bottom it says here, how can you live with more meaning, integrity, and truth? So she may not be as truthful or as forthright that you need in a relationship. Next card I have is everyone is on their own journey. How can you focus more on your own path? So start focusing on more on yourself, making sure that you have that love for yourself, because if we don't love ourselves unconditionally first, then we're not going to attract a person who's going to love us unconditionally. So it's making sure that it's telling you to focus more on own path and kind of just allowing things to happen naturally. And the universe rewards motion. So just be guided, just walk away, move forward, and that beautiful light that's just in front of you will, it's kind of hard to see, will guide you. So just listen to what your heart is, just follow the call of your life, and just know that as long as you have that unconditional love for yourself and you put that energy out there to the universe that this is the relation type of relationship I want, it will bring it to you. But you have to focus on yourself right now.
Wow, that was so validating. I can't believe they said the
I
same
mean,
thing. Your
close to
cards
the,
said the same things. And the
yeah.
authenticity too, that part of it.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, trust your gut there, Rishi. And he said he's of two minds, which, with love, you doubt yourself. You're like, am I right? What am I making this up? And but trust
Mm.
yourself. And yeah, that was really nice. Thank you very much for that question. And Amanda Carroll, you do see a nice warm bath in your future, or take one for me. I just have a shower. I What I do is a foot bath, and it's that detoxing
Ooh.
foot bath, that ionic detox. And I've been jonesing for
Ooh.
one, and you just made that, you just made it come true for me,
So is it a
especially after.
specific like machine? Is it a machine or is it like a solution? Oh, it is a machine. Okay. I don't know if it was
Hmm.
a solution. You stick your feet in and it draws out the impurities. Sounds yummy
Right.
though, Jean. Ooh.
It does make me feel a lot better, and I definitely need it. So Maya said she is here, and then I see Leah, and that will be the end of the questions for tonight. So Maya says, going to Sedona
Mm.
this weekend,
The
girl.
Karuna
What
Reiki.
what stone should I look for?
I'm just curious, Maya, did you do your Karuna Reiki training at Peace Place with Michael? That's like the main school. That's where I went to in Sedona. I'm just curious because they're well known and well established in Sedona. So, oh, going to Sedona, I miss going to Sedona on my days off. It was only 45 minutes away. Oh, the energy there is just so yummy. Okay, what stone?
I see something that looks like a tiger's eye, and or like a golden, like a bronze color stone. Do you know what that might be, Heather? Is there another one other than tiger's eye
Um,
that looks like that?
there's one
I think.
called bronzite. Petersite also has some of the golden colors. It's kind of like a fall looking stone with flash, with golds and reds and sometimes a little bit of blues in there. But yeah,
I don't
offhand, that's what's coming with that.
I don't know where. I mean, I it would take me a while to find it, but just that's what I was picking up for you is tiger's eye or something in that coloration. Doesn't something in that warm, bronzy, golden. And this is something that you're going to meditate with, and it's also picking up Egyptian vibes for me. Connection to Egypt for some reason. Um, there's that
Pyrite,
golden. Is it pyrite? I
maybe
don't even know what.
pyrite. Pyrite's like the fool's gold. It's a
Oh,
golden. It's like a metallic heavy stone. So that could be it too. Sorry, when
yeah.
you say
No, that's
Egyptian,
okay.
I think of gold and yeah.
But tiger's eye would probably be the closest to the color, but that's what I would maybe keep an eye out for, Maya, and see. And I think that it'll find you, and you'll be like, "Oh, this looks similar." Like it doesn't have to be exact, but just something around there. I can't really say why I'm getting that, but how about you, Heather?
So I have two. I have one of my own crystals, and I have a card pulled. So when I was learning the crystal and the Reiki in Sedona, apophyllite was really being touted as a great stone for connecting with Reiki energy. It really just like it's it's of high vibration, and it's really good for people who are doing Reiki to keep it like even on you, or if you have a point or something on the table. But apophyllite has been a very popular stone, I mean, a very popular crystal, excuse me, for Reiki practitioners. So I just wanted to share that with you, Maya. You may already know that being a Karuna Reiki master, but I just wanted to bring, this to the table. And the card that I got was Unikite. And the Unikite is a green and pinkish stone, and they're both the colors of our heart chakra. And it's about living when we are healing ourselves or with healing other people, even in what's going on in the world around us. It's so important to be living in the present moment. And the Unikite, the cards are saying Unikite would be good, especially, the Karuna Reiki, being able to be grounded and being able to open that heart space to let that energy flow through. So I'm loving this card, this crystal for you. So yeah.
Yeah, and it looks very earthy too, which is, I mean,
Mm-hmm.
there's so many different brilliant, beautiful colors out there, but for some
Yep.
reason I'm getting that earthy, and I think it is tiger's eye, and it may just be in a unique shape or a unique uh portion or a unique specimen, with some of the lighter golds in it rather than the stripe in it. Um, Well, thank you very much, Maya. That was interesting, very interesting. So I have Leah Makia here, and we can't leave without getting a reading for Leah Makia.
Okay, Leah.
Um, and I know everybody's going over to jump on Allie's show. So we, oh, there you go.
That's the tiger's eye. So I just wanted to show that to you to see if that resonates with what you saw in your mind. So there's
Yes,
the tiger's eye.
yes.
Okay, just
It
wanted
was,
to share that with you.
yeah. And we just want to thank everybody who's hung in here with us, even though we were late and even though Allie's on, we know everybody's going to pop on over there. So, but we want to thank you for sticking around. And Leah Makia said, "Messages from Spirit. What do I need to know right now?" With pink flamingos should boot. I love that. The emojis make a difference to me. They really do evoke an emotion. I love them. So thank you.
And it matches the color of the cards I'm using too. Perfect.
So, Leah, there I'm hearing them say that for you to write the story of your life, like write the story of a woman who, whatever you want to do, who, whatever it is that you would like to create your life, write a story about a woman that does this and be as detailed as possible and write about her background and write about her, um, you know, trials and tribulations that she has overcome. Um, and you can just write a page a week and talk about different things that occurred in her life, but it's actually you, and it's you're talking about what a big success she is, or whatever, how happy she is, or that what her accomplishments are, or what she was able to connect with, whatever it is that you desire in your life. They want you to write a story about a woman that does this. And that's what I get. That's like homework.
Boy, we're just vibing today. I've got you are the image maker. So this is the person creating their own story. And it says here, what you focus on manifests. What thought patterns do you need to shift? So you are the writer, you are the creator of your life. And when you said the woman, I just thought, oh, how now the how is in the now. How has your intuition been? What has your intuition, excuse me, been trying to tell you? So listening to your intuition, and I love Jean's the message Jean had about writing down, journaling, or writing a story, putting yourself in that position. And the last card I have is turn your worry into wonder. So if there's anything that you're worried about, or you might be feeling frustrated that you feel like you're not moving forward, you have the tools now. It says surrender to the experiences. Can you dream into reality? And there again, there is your ability to write your story, to write how, your what you experience in life, writing down who this woman is in the story, writing down everything that she gets that you want to bring into your life, whether that's, I want to say like career, or more like life's purpose. It just kind of feels like looking at that mountain, you feel like there's that obstacle. Just know that you are the one that creates your own map. You write your own story. All you need to do is trust in your intuition and that beautiful connection that you have with spirit, and then just let go of the worry, give it to your higher power,
What,
to your
show
higher
me
self.
the writing on the bottom. What does it say? Turn your worry into wonder? Okay. I thought it said into
Turn
words.
your
Okay,
worry
into
into wonder.
okay.
But there's the words though. I mean, that could easily be, that might have been what you all of that. And it might be hard to see, but there's a woman right there too.
Yeah.
So there's you just dreaming, writing, just, being that character in your own story, and just manifesting what you desire or want to let go of. And you'll have that physically in your hand, and that physically will be what's that self-empowerment, that you're like, okay, this is my story, it's physical, I can feel it, I felt the emotions, and I'm holding it in my hand, I can make it so.
Yep,
So that's how.
absolutely. And Leah, there are very magical energies out there right now. And just what if we
Mhm.
could write our own stories and you would be like, "Oh, this is what I wrote about. I can't believe it." And I have to say, with as far
Yeah.
as manifestation, I had I don't know, maybe 30 years ago, I had a dream to get a certain car, let's just say a silver Honda or something. And I had like an old red beater car, and I really wanted a brand new, silver Honda. And I got a picture of a Honda and I got a picture
Mhm.
of me and just got tape on the back and like pasted it on there. And I put it right in front of my desk at work and I looked at it every single day. It was all handmade. I could tell that I just stuck it on there with a
Mhm.
piece of tape. It's just my head,
Vision
looking
board.
funny. I didn't even use Photoshop or anything, but don't you know, within like a year and a half of that, I got my own silver Honda car. And I didn't realize it. I'm like, "Oh my gosh, this looks just like that picture I had at my desk all that time." And it didn't like it, I think like
Mhm.
when I went, that was the kind that they had in stock. And so I had to choose. Like it was just, all happened to be that way, but it really, really did
Wow.
come true. It's
Hmm.
magical. And the things are happening much quicker these days, much quicker at this time of
Hmm.
year or in these energies. But thank you all for hanging out.
Yes,
Thank you
thank
all for
you.
being here. And
Yeah.
thank you, Heather, for coming onto my channel. I really, really
Thank you
enjoyed
for
you.
having me. Me
Thanks
too.
for pinch hitting and calming or giving all the notifications when I wasn't here on time. I'm so sorry. But I just
Oh,
want to
I've had
say shout
issues with
out.
lives before. Yeah, it's so understandable. It's no worries. My
Yeah.
pleasure.
Yeah, and just thank you to everybody who's watching on the replay. Please put a note down below and say, "Hey, Jean. Hey,
Mhm.
Heather. Hi, Ija. What is it? Igea? What is it called?
I
What it,
well, he pronounced it as Igea, so that's kind of cool too.
Igea?
So if you,
I
yep,
like that. I like
me
that.
too.
Say
Hmm.
just let us know that you stopped by to say hi, and we'd really appreciate that. So thank you very
It
much,
will help
everybody.
Jade
And
with the algorithms. Yes,
Absolutely.
it does. That gets you. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Sorry.
Yes,
Thank you, Heather.
I'm sorry.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you too.
Bye-bye.